Just through 2 exhibition games, how are you feeling about the current state of this front court?
Feeling great. The bigs are doing a great job of, learning everything they have to do, especially the new guys coming in. And we're just getting better at all our weaknesses right now.
Low turnover levels, something that Matt wanted to talk about earlier today. What do you think has really contributed to that change from last season? Obviously, it's, again, 2 exhibition games, but still.
Yeah, I think it's just a conscious effort of, obviously Coach Paint emphasizes it every day in practice. I think the players are trying to pick that up and, do our best job of limiting those.
How important is it to have 3 of you who start with next year? The 3 of you to come in off of the national championship run, come here and try to run it back again?
Yeah, it just gives a leadership and an experience level that not many teams have. You look around every other college basketball team, there's a lot of transfers, guys aren't staying, and we have the returners that we have, as well as, other pieces who have come back from that run, just haven't started. It's big time. It's big time for the young guys, and that's why they're learning so quick.
I was going to say, how much have you been able to give to some of the young guys, the freshmen, the guys who have been just trying to get through? And
Yeah. We try our best. We've been there from the 6 a.m. walkthroughs, helping them wake up for that, to the all the plays, the 300 and some odd plays that we run here. It's just step-by-step process, and they've done a great job of listening. And I feel like especially those group, me, Fletch, Braden have done a really good job trying to lead.
There's at least one freshman who's going to redshirt this year. There's several of you on the roster who've done it. A couple of coaches here have done it. What kind of support system is there here for guys to go through that experience?
I think you just named it. Like, there's been people who have redshirted here that have been really successful. And you go other places that might not be the case, like really, really great players. And so it's one of those things where, you get to have that extra year of just working on your game, understanding the system, and then you get to play when you're at your best, when you're older. So I think it's probably one of the best decisions that I made. Me, obviously, I was coming back from an injury. But now looking back at it, like, I feel like I'm gonna pay the dividends now from doing such a thing. I think almost everybody should redshirt.
Speaking of that, it's been a long personal journey for you to get to redshirt off the bench, playing as a starter, but not always a focal point of the offense. Have you internalized what these next 2 years are going to be like with you as the experienced guy, as the focal point in the post?
Yeah. Like you said, it's been a long run. I feel like it's, I was telling our guards, obviously when you have such a great scorer and player as Zach, like, I was looking at other teams and I was like, man, I feel like I could, take on those guys whenever I got in the game. I feel like I could always score. And obviously there was some frustration, you're not getting the opportunities, but you understand. I'm one of those guys who's competitive and wants to win and wants to be in the best system to do that. So I understood that, but at the same time, I'm ready to get that opportunity now.
Coming into this summer, the exact opposite of last summer's emotions. Did that success in March carry over in a different way, or how did it feel coming back in the summer?
Yeah, it was a little bit different emotions. I think that, obviously we feel like we've proved a point. We were successful, but we still have that same chip on our shoulder. We didn't, hang a national championship banner. And so I think that's, especially, me, Braden, and Fletch, we understand that's our goal. And with this team, we all unanimously said that's what we want to do. And so we still are, hungry to do that.
How much more open is the offense to you now? You get more opportunities in the short roll where you'll have 3-on-2 situations. You're going to have doubles. You're going to have chances to read defenses. Just how is it easier for you in some ways, or?
Oh, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. It's almost a different game. Yeah, it's hard really to describe, but Zach just brought so much gravity towards the rim that, when I can be in one-on-one situations, I remember we watched film, there was a post-up I had versus Creighton where I was able to go from one block all the way to the other block because we had such great shooters and they were staying out and finish up, basically a layup. So it's nice, I'm not going to lie. We just get layups the whole game.
Your jump shot looks improved this year, just form-wise. Where does that work come in? What do you do in the summer to just improve with your jump shooting?
Yeah. Miles, what's going on in here?
I've been watching from the night too.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
No, yeah, I spent a lot of time on it. I knew that was going to not only help me here, but just make me a better basketball player in general. And so, PJ's always talking about is when we get great players and then we give great players space, that's when you're going to have the best offenses. And so that's what I tried to be able to create.
Being the experienced guy now with you, Braden and Fletcher, how has it been kind of being patient with freshmen again? You didn't really have to deal with that last year, besides Miles.
Yeah. Well, it's a learning process. Everybody's different. I think I've been able to relate probably a little bit more, just because, as soon as, Braden and Fletcher were so good that when they came in, they started right away. They played a lot. I wasn't in that position, so I can understand, some frustrations or some, not being able to get either the opportunity or not just understanding things that are happening right away. So I feel like I've been, able to, give the freshmen that. I think for Braden, sometimes it's a learning curve just because he's so competitive and wants to win right away. But I think we've done a really good job, to be honest with you. I think they understand that, it's going to take time, and our goals will be as good as possible in March.